You got dead soldiers, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. SP authentic openings. 10 boxes I opened from start to finish. Dunzo. So all we have left, besides throwing out trash and the boxes and stuff, is to run quickly through and see how it worked out. So 10 boxes. You do the math out there. You guys are looking Canadian right now. We're at 360-ish a box before tax and stuff. So you do the math in your head. It is so hard to get values in some of this so early. As everybody knows, this comes out. No one really has values. Things go nuts for a while. They pop. You pay the rookie tax because things are so high and expensive. So you can't get a real good read on it. But we're going to do it anyway. So it is what it is, right? It's the fun of it. Is to try to figure it out. So the question is 10 boxes across $360. What do you think? Can we get our money back? Do we get even close? Based on the value now, I'm going to undercut everything as much as I can. I'm using eBay bought or eBay actually sold listings to make sure that we're getting some kind of a rough comp on stuff. And to be honest, I'm not going to go too hard on it because I have one or two cards that I think kind of get us there anyway. So spoiler, but anyone that's watching other stuff will know this. Okay, so let's start off with inserts. So starting off with these collaborations. So wonderful collaborations, all these different teams, all these different teammates. I have across all of the boxes, I got 2 green collabs. Okay, we got a for the Lightning and the Predators, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 6 blue collaborations. Okay, and then we got a whole bunch of regular silver collaborations. So looking at these out there, are they selling for $1 or $2 here or there? Sure. Some people are trying to collect a set. Absolutely. Are they worth anything? No. So we're going to count these as a big fat 0 against our total amount. Now, is it 0? No. But if I could try to flip it easy right now, it would be 0. So we're going to mark those as 0, put those aside, and move on. So collaborations, big fat 0. Next up, we're going to look at the next insert, Freshman Focus. Freshman Focus. Big stack of those, so many more of these collaborations. Okay, so looking at these, we got Cam Lund, so we got a green, 2, 3, 4, so 4 greens? 4 greens across 10 boxes, so obviously rare enough. But that being said, Cam Lund, Suniev, Bristikowitz, and Elias Pettersson, nothing to write home about. Looking at this, some of these are worth a little bit of money, but nothing crazy. Again, $1, $2, $3 tops. Gabe Pro, Dylan Duke, Jack Finley. So there's some of these. There's no Seneca in here. There's no any of the big guys. You know, there's no Seneca. There's no Schaefer, which really kind of means all I was looking for. But there are a couple as you go through. Bases. Once you get to the silver base, we got 2 Demidovs in here. I swear there's 2. So yeah, there we go. So 2 Demidovs, and they're going for about, it looks like 8 to 9 each right now. So I'm going to value those at 5 each. So let's do 10. And for this stuff up here, we have a couple that are hiding in. They're worth a couple bucks. So counting all this stack instead of actually going through and counting anything, I'll count 5 each for each of the Demidovs, 10, and I'll count another 10 for the rest of it. So it'll put me at 20 for the whole box, which again, very conservative, low rate. But that's what I want to do. See where we are, see how close, if at all, we're getting anywhere. So let's do 20 on that. So let's say that we are at 20 total dollars, thanks to Mr. Demidov and a little bit of Pettersson, a couple others in there. Okay, after that, we move on to the outliers. So the outliers, we're looking at these, and we got blues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue. Didn't get any greens or any, didn't get any greens and anything weird, any different. So the blues, looking at it, really not a lot of value here. There is value, however, in the base, because for some reason, guys, everybody's buying Celebrini. This is not even Celebrini rookie, Celebrini second year. They're still selling for $20, $25. The lowest that I saw it there was 16, highest was 25, 29. So I'm going to count these as $15 each. So I'm going to give myself $30 for these 2. I'm going to give myself nothing for these and nothing for the rest of the stack, even though I know if I dug through, I could probably find a couple. I did check a couple of the guys that I would expect to have something, and there was really nothing in there. So I'm going to go with 30 for this stack. You can put me at a total of $50 value right now. Seems great, right? All right, after outliers, let's look at the pageantry. So pageantry is where we start to get into ones that are a little bit more techy. So looking at this, so of the red, we got red pageantry here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I got 13 of the red pageantries. Okay, no other color ones. I don't even know if there is another color. Then a whole ton of bases. So I start off with the base first, and I skimmed through. I was looking for who you'd expect to look for. Pull out the Seneca, pull out the Demidov, and that was about it as far as value. So the Seneca, the lowest one I could find out there was going for 14, highest was 28, and there was a couple in between at 20, 22, 25. So myself 15 for this guy. And then for Demidov, unfortunately, it was like 8 to 9 for each one. There was a couple at 5, so I'll go 5 for him. So if we go let's go 15 and 5, so we'll go 20. So 20 for the base pageantry. Punch that in. Okay, 20 base pageantry. And then for the higher end pageantry, these were a little bit better. So look at this, the same thing here. I pulled up Wendell Clark. Hopefully Wendell Clark would be something. Leafs fans will pick it up. But looking through, again, a mix of, anywhere from $3 to $5 on a lot of the lower end ones. But on the higher end, the Seneca, lowest I could find on him was 40. Some of them were very, very much more, 60, 70. So I'll value him at 40. The Bouillon was 10 to 12. I'll put him at 8. So put it at 48 here. Clark, I'll put him at 10. Again, that was the low end for that. So we're looking at 48. So we're at 58. And then Nikishin, I'll put at 5. It was quite above that. So we're at 63. So 63 for these, and then leave the rest all blanks. So it's 63 for those. And then, like I said, 20 for the other two. So that will put us right now at $133-ish. Boy, seems great, huh? No, not going to go in there. Let's get you over here. Okay. So, pageantry, done. After pageantry, we will move into the regular kind of cards. So by regular, I mean base that are special. So first thing we're going to do is going to pull aside all these. I'll come back to these. These, I don't even know what to say about these. These drive me a little bit nuts. So went through these looking for the red limiteds. I mean, ultimately, even with Connor McDavid, Will Smith, there's already people posting up those posting that they're complete your set anywhere from $1 to $9, stuff like that. So I'm just going to assume on this, these are either flooded or they're not going to be worth anything. So I'm going to put those aside and give myself a big fat 0 for these. So, and we'll get 0, even though again, could eke something out of it, we'll say 0. These are a little bit of a different case though. Digging at these and going through, all of these had some value, and man, they're all over the place. So I assume it's because it's early, and I assume it's because a lot of people are trying to complete the back of it here. But looking through, some of them, the Bedard, the McDavid, right, Del Hudson, some of the higher ones were as high as 25, 30, 40 bucks, and then some of the lower ones were 5, 8, 10 bucks. So what I'm going to do is keeping it conservative. These are the base ones. There were a couple that were low. So I'm just going to count these at 5 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. So that'd be 13, so it's $65. Again, super, super low, but that's what I want to do. I want to go, if I was to have to flip these right away, what am I looking at? 65 based on these. That's way undercut, I think. But again, let's say I just get ripped off. Let's say I paid too much in fees. Let's say that comes out at 65. All right. I'll slow down a little bit more as we get to the better stuff, so you can see what I got. All right, so now we're going to look at, here we go, Future Watch, regular stuff. So this stuff here is the regular limited runs of the Future Watch. So again, we run into the Future Watch Spectrums. Same thing here with the other one, Spectrum. So, Riley Duran, Simashev, Suniev, Bernecki, Howard, Finley, Mercer, Nyman. So a pretty good assortment of these across the 10 boxes, and not many doubles, just kind of really spread out. And again, all these are bounties on the back. So I was looking for these bounties out there were getting a little bit nutty. So some of these were a lot higher. Some of these are 40, 50 bucks. Some of these are 60, 70 bucks. Others are 20 and 20, 15, 12. I didn't see much under 10. So I'm going to count these all as 15 each. I think that's conservative. Maybe I went under on the other one, maybe a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit aggressive on this one. But given what I was seeing out there, 15 seems to be very fair average. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. Cool. Okay, so it gets us to 195 for these. And then these Future Watch regulars we're looking at here, Kindle, Bernecki, Ford, Kieran. So some of these, I mean, all the limited reds, nothing crazy on this. When I looked at there, some of them, obviously, we're doing better than others. There were some that were, I believe, up around, where are we here? 20, 30, 40 bucks, and then there were a lot that were 8 or 10. So I'm just going to look at this whole stack of these as saying that, okay, no Schaefer, no, whatchamacallit, no Seneca, no Demidov in here. So all kind of stuff that's, Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard's not bad. Ryan Leonard's was like 25, 30. So have a look at this. So I'm going to go through all this. I'm going to say, listen, a lot of this is stuff. We're just going to count this whole thing as $100. Again, super low. Actually, let's just do 100. We'll just do 100. Only because I know it's coming, so I'm not that worried yet. Okay, so we do $100 for all of those. All right, put those over here. Okay, after that, we're going to move into, let's do regular future watches. Okay, so we are here. So this is where we start getting into stuff. So, it's disappointing. Murashov. Okay, yeah, obviously I want Murashov, but he does not have a future watch auto with this. He's just a regular future watch, which is like what happened to Brian Rust way back in the day, where he just had a future watch, not a future watch auto until later. So Murashov, anyway, Murashov's $30 card, right? And then Bernecki and Kindle are in here just because of who they are. But again, they're like $20, no big deal. Okay. Future Watch. So this is the one here I had. I don't even know where to peg this. So Future Watch Gold, Beckett Seneca, not an auto, but out of 99. So when I looked at it, based on the other ones that are selling that are at a 199 or ones that are, this is certainly not going to be less than a couple $100, $300. When I look at it, the ones that are on auction already are already over 150, 180 with like 3 or 4 days left. So I am going to value this one at, let's say, 250, which I think is conservative, but we'll go 250 and say, okay, 250. Given not as many comps, and maybe I'm overshooting it, maybe I'm undershooting it. Let me know down below, because hey, I'll take a comment for just being dumb if that's what it is. But not out of 99, it's got to be at least that. I'm guessing more. So with 250 there, and then for my Penguins there, I'll just put in 30, even though I know it's a lot more than that. We just go 30. So I'm biased for my Penguins. Okay, we have a Lennox at a 99, and a Catton at a 99. So we won't do much of those. Let's do 20 a piece for those. So for 40. Okay, and then we're going to go into the greens. So we have Callahan, Howard, Suniev, right? So nothing in the late shots. So let's just say 10 each on those. So 30, which again, are going low. Okay, then we got out of 399s, we got the Finney, Dickinson, Doc, Lindblom, Coco, Nikishin, Moore. Okay, so nothing too nutty there. So let's go 10 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 70. Again, I know I'm undercutting. You can't even tell me I'm not undercutting on those. And Sam Renzel and Jacob Gauger. Let's go 5. Let's go 10 total for both of those. Way undercutting. Okay, so assuming we get to that, right now, what are we looking at? My running total would be around $900. Okay, so far. Now we're going to get into some of the stuff. Let's do side feature watch. Okay, so Jacob Fowler, this one right there. I have a nice Jacob Fowler, 338 at 599. Signature's fine. Is that fuzz in there? Oh man, I gotta get that out of there. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is on the outside. All right, just a little bit of fuzz on the outside there. Boom. Okay, so 338 at 599. Side watch, future watch. So look at these out there. The average sell rate on this one right now, which seems high to me, but it's 450. There was a wait, hold on. Look at the right line. Yes. So there was a 450, a 480, and a 550. 540 something on this one. So I'm going to count this one at 400. I'm going to go low. I'll count at 350. I'll go low. I'll go 350, assuming that right now we're paying the rookie tax and it's going to come down. So let's go 350 on Fowler. Ben Kindle, looked at him and he ranged anywhere from a low of 220 up to a high of 450. I'm going to assume rookie tax is crazy. Not even going to do it. Even though I'm biased, I'm going to go 200 on Kindle, and I think that's fair for a sideways Kindle. It's probably low. And Daniel Yurov, I want to call this guy out only because look at that. I like that signature so much. I mean, I know it's small and squished compared to others, but there's a lot going on. It's detailed. I really like that one. It's a nice signature. Okay, other sides I had Parker Ford, Riley Duran, Mr. RD, right, Harrison Bernecki, Ethan Frank, and Ville Tavanen. Okay, I had a 246 at 599. So looking at all those, so we'll just count those at 20 apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives us another 120. Again, way low, but that's the whole point of this. Way low. We want to go what we could get if we had to flip it today. Try to get stuff out there. And I think that is fair. Let's go with the big boy. And we're going to go right to it now. Instead of leaving it right to the end, we're just going to actually, I'm going to leave him aside for now. We know he's coming. Okay, so looking at the Leonard vertical was comps were sold on eBay. We had a 300, a 375, a 350, and a 320. So I will count him at 250, undercutting everybody. Okay, Harrison Bernecki. He had a 70, an 80, 72, and a 60. So we'll go 40 for him. Noah Laba, Curtis Douglas, Rory Kearns, Hunter Haight, like that signature. Charles Alexis Legault, Gritziuk, Verstekowitz, and Danielson. So all of these, again, I'm gonna go super low. Let's go 15 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 80, so that'd be 120, 100 on them. I'll go here. Sure, this is a hot dollar, but it is my Evgeny Malkin, 18 out of 99. So I'm going to give myself $5 for that. I'm going to say it's probably low, and I don't care, but it's my boy, one of my boys. Okay, so we have a Future Watch Jackson Blake at $5.99. I'm going to give myself whatever. Give myself $10 on it too. Okay, now these here were interesting because out of all 10 boxes, I got 2 future icons. Okay, I got a Zane Parekh at a $3.99, and I got a Adar Suniev at a $3.99. Now, when I looked it up, the Suniev, well, I mean, the comps on that were like anywhere from 15 to 20, not a whole lot, so I counted him as 10. So I give myself 10 for that. The Parekh, however, I mean, was the lowest I could find was a 40 on that one right now. So I'll go with 30 on him, just to keep it nice, and we'll move on after a 30. Okay, the Jaden Schwartz holofoils. I love the holofoil on that. That's so cool. Fortunately, I could not find a comp, so he's a $5 bill for me. And Michel Goulet, which should be worth a whole bunch in my book. Look at that. Look at that beast of a stash. If you grow it out a little bit, he has it trimmed. And look at that. Beautiful. So I'll give him another $5 bill. So I'll go 10 on those. Way under on both, of course. Don't reach out saying you want to buy it for what I'm quoting you, because this is not the prices I would sell it for either. Luca Cagliani out there. Regular version out there is going for from 5 to 8. There are 2 of these up that are signed just like this one, and their auctions are at about $20-25 right now, with days and days left. So I think it's fair to give myself, so let's say 30 on this one. So we just go 30, keep it light. I think we've been doing the whole way long. Limited auto material out of 50, Jake Gensel. Nice patch, 3-color, very good. It's actually nicer than the patches that I've seen out there. The confirmed sales of this one, there's only 2 already, and they average right at $70. I'm going to give myself 70 on that one. Go flat to what the comp is right now. I don't think that's going to come down. Now with a patch like this, nice card, good one. I think 70 is fair. And again, I'm low elsewhere, so if I'm being a little bit too fair on this one, so be it. Okay. Authentic Moments Crystal Tang. Now this one, I mean, there's no way I'm getting rid of this anyway. This is obviously staying with me like it should. Celebrating his 1100th game, only 1 across the 10 boxes. I don't know. I don't mind the gold ink signature. It just kind of blends in a little bit too much. I kind of wish it didn't. Signature is only okay to me. But that being said, it's still Crystal Tang. Sign up for that. Whoop. So we're good there. When I looked at values, it ranged anywhere from 50 to 80. So I'll give myself 40 for it. But to be honest, it's worth more of that to my heart. So he's not going anywhere. Mr. Kevin Stevens, man, he wasn't the same after he broke his face back in the day. I don't know, nobody, anyone under a certain age, there's like, who the heck is Kevin Stevens? He was a power forward for the Penguins back in the day when they were great. And well, the first time they were great, because they were great again. And he was really a tough guy, but then he had his face broken. I think it was the Rangers. Someone ran into the boards when Rangers broke his face, and he was never quite the same. That being said, Mario made this guy so many goals. Great dude. Love to see it. So looking at him, when I look at this one, it looks about a $30. Well, it's about a $50 card, but I'll give myself 30 on it. Barrett Hayton, 27. Barrett Hayton, I'm sure you're a nice guy. Let's say it's 5, and we'll move on. Okay, Brune Jenner, 5er, move on. Okay, Sarangovic, let's go 5er again. John Van Beesbrook, I don't care what anyone says, I'm giving you 10, assuming that the others could be low. And Shane Pinto, everyone loves a Shane Pinto. Let's go 10 on Shane Pinto. All fair, I think. Lucas Dostal, let's go 10 on Dostal. Ryan McDonough, let's go 5 on Ryan McDonough. And then we have a out of $2.99 curated signature for Brett Pesce. When I looked at this, there are a couple auctions out there already, but nothing that's sold. But it did look like they're going for more than I thought. So let's do 20 on Brett Pesce. Again, he's out of $2.99 with a signature. Not too bad. Then we get back to Mr. Schaefer. So if we were to ignore everything right now, based on all my little comps, which are way, way low, I'd be about $2,200. $2,288 is what I have right there. like I said, you can tell as I went through, I'm under on a lot of it. It's probably significantly more than that. Now, by the time you pay fees, by the time you trade it, you could pay your gauge 90%, 80%, whatever. I still would be off by quite a bit. So Matthew Schaefer. So there are sold comps on him already. And as you can imagine, they are what they are. High comp on this was a $4,200 card, and it was a signature just like this. It was a later number signature like that. It looks like on the earlier numbers, under 50 maybe, he signed, like he put the date on it. It was like in October he was signing these. So those probably should be worth a bit more, but the ones like this with no dates, I ignored the date ones. There was a sale for 4,200. There's a sale for 3,700. There's a 26, a 27, a 26, a 25, and a 24. So even if I count this guy right now at $2,000. Let's say 2,200, which is low. So if I go 2,200 low on him, that puts us with a grand total of, across my undercutting, of $4,488. So if you assume that boxes on average, if you pay $360 times our Ontario tax, you would be looking at 360 1.13. You'd be looking at times 10. Okay, so you'd be looking at just over $4,000-ish, right, at retail to buy all these boxes. And return on this, as far as I would see there, undercutting most everything, would be $4,400. So it seems tough. If Schaefer had not come along, you could see what kind of boat we were in. So awfully lucky to get Schaefer, awfully happy to see him. So coming along, I think I break even on this whole run of things. But even better, it's like, it's fun opening packs. It's fun opening boxes, and to be honest, it's kind of nice talking to people about it. I mean, I know not really talking to anybody, but it is something where I'm enjoying doing it. I like opening the cards anyway. If I'm going to open the cards, may as well talk to you guys, may as well show them off, see what I can do, and help keep things a little more entertaining for me, if for nobody else. And I hope somebody out there enjoys it. Obviously, it's not just hockey cards I do, it's cardboard across the board. SPA was great. I really am into hockey cards a lot lately, and this Schaefer really was awesome. And to get all my Penguins, which makes me very happy. And that Letang was kind of a nice little burn in there along with Kevin Stevens. So that's it. This is the official end of my SPA video. So I put up the 10 box openings. This will be my 11th box. I'll do a summary to show everything that I got and kind of run through it. I do feel like I came out slightly ahead on it, which is good. But again, with the Schaefer save was on right now. He's the one that got me there. So thanks for that, guys. Thanks for joining. Anybody say something, join in, and if you want to send a comment, shoot whatever. It'd be awesome to talk to some of you guys as I work through this. I'm getting actually a few people watch, which is kind of nice, although I feel like it might be like my mom and stuff. Who knows? It could be anybody. But let's get it out there and have a look. We'll catch you guys around. Next video up in a little bit. Who knows what it'll be? It's time to open some Pokemon or some Magic or one other cardboard. I feel like I've been discriminating against other cardboard that isn't hockey right now, but I'll remedy that in the near future. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Take it easy.